Hi everyone. In this video clip, we are going to discuss about how do we copy data from source location onto the destination location. For this scenario, I'm considering my source data being present in one of the container over my Azure uh, storage account, and destination container is also present in the Azure storage account only. Uh, Here, as you see in the diagram, I'm considering one Azure storage account, and one container created inside the storage account. And we will be transferring the files from source directory to the destination directory. Or of course, we can also do from one container to other container. But I'm considering here within a container, how do you transfer file from one directory to other directory using Azure Data Factory. Using Azure Data Factory. Let us say in the container, I have two directories, my source directory, my destination directory. And in the my source directory, I have set of files. As you see, raw1, raw2, no raw1, people like that. But my requirement is I should be transferring only the files that start with letter R. In this case, these two files. Only these files I would like to copy onto the destination directory. But before I copy the files, I should also be renaming the files like this. What we are doing here, to the original file name, we are prefixing some literal value, which is dev underscore here. I hope the requirement is clear to you. Let us get started. Before we visit the Data Factory web page, let us look into what kind of activities we will be using for this implementation. We will be using get metadata activity, ForEach activity, if condition activity, copy data activity, and append variable. What this append variable for? Using this append variable, I used to create list of the files that are not copied onto the destination directory. For that reason, I'm using the append variable. So in this process, you will also come across how to make use of the parameterized data sets. Here, if you're coming from some programmatic background, you will be understanding here that we are trying to iterate over this directory. As we iterate, for each iteration, we are picking the name of the file, and we will be checking if that file name begins with R. So that's where we have these three activities being used. The get metadata will be giving me the list of the files present in the directory. For each activity is used to iterate over the list of the files provided by the get metadata activity. If condition is used within the for loop to check if the file name is going to start with R. If at all it is starting with R, we'll be doing the copy activity. For the copy activity to work, we should be mentioning the source directory details as well as the destination directory details. So that's where we will be taking help of the parameterized data sets, because for each iteration, the file is dynamically supplied. So that's where we need parameters to refer to the dynamic file name being given by for each. Fine. Likewise, for each iteration, as the file is picked, we are prefixing it according to our requirement, and we have to write it. Okay, we have to write the file that we got and that we got in each iteration over to the destination directory. So that's where again the file name that we are going to write onto the destination directory is also parameterized. It is dynamically supplied. And one more thing that you are observing here is we are keeping our source directories and destination directories over the Azure storage account in a container. We would like to perform this data copy activity using Azure Data Factory. To implement this, Azure Data Factory should be having access to the data in this storage account container. That's where, at the very beginning, we should be creating a linked service between the Azure storage account container and the ADF, Azure Data Factory. It's like the connection. It's like the connection between the Azure Data Factory and the storage account container so that ADF can access the data and perform the activity that we wish to. Fine. Let's get started. I'm heading on to the Azure Data Factory. Fine. I'm at the home page of the Azure Data Factory, and this is one check. The second check is we should be having the storage account. I have created the storage account already. In my recent resources section, you can find that I have one storage account with my SA1203 name. In that, let us head on to this containers menu. You can observe I have one container by the name my container. If I open it, you could see I have here the source directory and the destination directory. If you expand source directory, you could see we have 4 files here. And among these 4, this raw 1 and raw 2, we have to copy to the destination directory. And the names of these 2 files, we have to write it to a list. Let us also check what's there in the destination directory. The destination directory is empty as of now, and we are going to fill this space using Azure Data Factory. Let us move on to Azure Data Factory here. We have to create a pipeline. I go to the other menu. Let us expand it. It is collapsed. Of course, yes, we need pipeline to carry out all of this activity. But then, as I was mentioning, first of all, let us create connection between the ADF and storage account. That's where I head on to manage menu, and then from there to the linked services. Here I can hit upon new. In the new linked service that we wish to create, we have to choose here the blob storage. We would like to connect to Azure blob storage. So pick that, continue. You can give meaningful name. It's a linked service to the Azure Data Lake Storage. So I will give it as ls linked service underscore Azure Data Lake Storage. All other things we can just keep it as maybe default. Let us check. The subscription here, it is there. I can say it is just my subscription. The storage account name is also there. So we can pick it based on the subscription that I chose. In this subscription, I just have this storage account, which I showed you earlier. So we are trying to connect to it. So don't leave it default. So yeah, choose the appropriate storage account and all here. Otherwise, we may not be able to create this linked service. Before hitting upon create, you can test the connection. Okay, you are ensuring that the communication is possible between the Azure Data Factory and the storage account. So for that, we are doing this check, and it says here the connection is successful. Very good deal. Let us come down and let us say create. With that, you can see here under the linked services, the new linked service is created with the name ls underscore ADLS. Great. Now let's move to the author tab, and here let's go to pipelines. Let's create new pipeline. Let's give name to this pipeline as copy data. Fine. Once we created the pipeline will be implemented using the activities. The required activity can be picked from here. The one which we want is get metadata. We searched for it, and from the suggested options, we are picking get metadata. First, we have the general settings for the get metadata. You can give opt name for your activity, get metadata activity. I say here get, let me keep everything small case, get file names. Fine. Next up, other things you can leave it default. Let's go to settings. Here in dataset. So you should be basically providing your the path till this directory. So far through the linked service, we have communication till the account level, but now we have to provide specifically communication till the source directory. So that's where the data set comes into picture. Fine. To proceed further, we should be creating the data set here. It can be done on the fly choosing this option, but if you had dataset created, you can choose from there. There is provision for creating datasets here. I have maybe few of them. Let me click here and say new dataset. What's the kind of dataset we need? It's the blob storage. So I pick that. And what kind of files I have in that blob? It is the delimited. I choose it, continue. Give name to your folder or the directory. I have here CSV files. I simply say CSV files. So how to reach to this data set? We will be reaching to this data set with the help of this linked service. I mentioned we have to choose it. Here it should be available. This is the one we created. So choose it. ls underscore ADLS. All these you can just leave it. It's asking. So through this linked service, to what path you want to reach out to? Browse. You are getting here the container that you have created. We would like to reach till my source directory because this is where my files are there. That's it. We have to point this data set to our source directory and we are done. Let us say okay. Great. Let us close on this. With that, you could see that a data set is created with the name CSV files and it is pointing to this directory, source directory. This information is required for our get metadata activity so that it can fetch the file names present in the directory. Let us Now go back to our pipeline. I hope you are with me. We deviated from our main flow to create the data set, and it got created here. We have it. Now again, I'm going back to my pipeline. Here, data set. If you click on this drop down, you get the new data set that we created, which is CSV files. I choose it. Great. So with that, now through the ADF using linked service, we are able to reach out till here. Okay, with the help of linked service and the data set. Now to our get metadata activity, we have to tell what we want from this directory. From this directory, we want the list of file names. So this is a mandatory setting that we have to do. Field list. Click on new. And it is asking what kind of things you want. It's a drop down. I want all the child items, the items present in the directory. Pick it. We are done. Great. At this point, if you want, you can check yourself whether your get metadata is activity is working fine or not. Okay, click on debug. It is kickstarting the execution. It is in progress. Once it's completed, we should see the green tick here. Need to wait till then. Let us refresh it. Yes, it is succeeded. If you look at the activity that we executed is this get file names. The input to it was the entire data set, the source directory that we pointed. Fine. And you could also see there are certain details here. Let's not deep down. Focus on the output. It's giving us the file names as list, the raw one, raw two, right? Raw three, but it is no raw, right? No raw three like that. So somehow you can see that get metadata has fetched us the file names, but this is an array, and each file name is JSON document with the name of the file and type of the file, type of the data, the object from the blob. We got it. Great. Now, what we have to do with it? What is our requirement? Now we have to check if the file name is beginning with R. To check whether the file name is beginning with R or not. So what's the general procedure? You will be taking one file name at a time and you will be doing the comparison, right? File name here is nothing but a string. So you'll be checking whether string is starting with R or not. So for each is required, and inside the for each is nothing but for loop. Inside the for loop for each file name, you have to check whether it is starting with R or not. So that's the if condition we need. If it is starting with R, we have to move that file from source directory to the destination directory. For that, we need copy data activity. Let us do that. So next thing here is we need for each activity. Let us grab that for each. Let us place it here. You can give name to your for loop. I will say for each file. Now comes the settings of the for each. So I will just tell here that consider one file at a time. Next, I'm going towards items, right? So over what entity or over what collection this for loop has to iterate. For loop has to iterate over the list of file names provided by the get metadata. So how do you make the file names accessible to the for each? we should be connecting these two activities. Let's do that. Get metadata connected to ForEach. And now let us revisit the settings of the ForEach. I go here and come to the items again. Go to dynamic content. Here you get it. Pipeline expression builder. Under that you have the child items. So this is where we have our file names. This child items is nothing but an array. So our for loop can iterate over that array. Great. Let us just bring it down. What else is there? Under general, we set the name. In settings, we set the collection over which the iterations have to be done. Now we have to set for each iteration what should be done. So that's your activity. For each iteration, what activity you have to done? You have to do. Pardon. Let us click on this pencil icon. For each iteration, we are getting the file name and we should be comparing, right? We have to check whether that file name begins with R or not, right? So if condition activity we are taking and give a name to it, I will check it. I will tell it as check file name. That's the name of my if condition activity. But how do you check for the file name? We have to write the expression. That is in the activities. I have to go to expression here. Again, who is giving the file name to us? It's the for loop. So dynamically the file name is coming from where? From each iteration of the for loop. For each file, we have to pick the file name. So take it. So for each iteration, the item is coming. In that, we need name of the file, right? It is iterating over each item from the child items. In that, we need the file. So you pick it. We got it here. Fine. Is that all? Just we wrote the if condition. Okay, what should happen if that condition evaluates to true? What should happen if that condition evaluates to false? So that also we should check. And this expression is incomplete, by the way. I need to fix it. So we should be checking here if the file name is beginning with R. For that, we have to make use of the functions here. From the strings function category, we have starts with function, built-in function. Choose it. You will be checking whether the file name is going to begin with R or not. But how do you get the file name? You get it from the ForEach. So pick it here, item, but it's not the entire item that we are checking for. That item carries name of the file. So that one, we are checking whether it starts with R or not. Starts with item.name R and click on OK. Great. So this is how we built our if condition expression. If this evaluates to true, what should happen? So that again, you will be telling in terms of activity. If it evaluates to true, what activity you would like to carry out? If it evaluates to false, what activity you would like to carry out? Let us go with this one first, right? So I hope you still remember if this condition is true, we have to copy the data. This raw file has to be copied to the destination and on the fly, the name of the file should be renamed, correct? So this is where you have to bring in the copy activity now for the true case of the if condition. Click on this authoring icon. So we are inside the true part of the if condition. So that is copy activity has to be done. For the copy to work, two things are important. From where to where you are copying the data. Fine. That's where you see the source and sync configurations have to be set for the copy activity. Fine. Let us first give name to the copy activity. I say copy files. If you come to source, if you check the sink, it is saying from where, from which data set I have to pick the file. And for the sink, it is asking where do you want me to write the files. That's where again, we need help of the data sets. I'm deviating from the main pipeline flow. I will head towards the data sets. I will select this new dataset option. My source directory is in the Azure Blob storage, so I pick it. I say continue. In the directory, I have the delimited files, so I pick it. So here I will give this as my source directory. Again, we need help of the linked service for it. So I select the linked service. All these you just uncheck it. We will be providing path till the directory, my source directory. Say OK. File names we should not hard code. For loop should be picking these file names dynamically. That's why uh, we have to point only till the directory, and we will say OK here. It is still undone. We have not yet set up the data set properly, the source data set. The connection you can check, it should be giving us green tick. Now these file names should be dynamically supplied. That's why we have to make use of the parameters. You will be creating a parameter by the name, let us say source file name. Fine. And you have to set value for it. Now, if you go to file name here, add dynamic content is there. You can see it is asking to pick this file name parameter from the dataset source file name. So this one we will be setting dynamically later on. Okay. So this is some sort of variable whose value we don't know yet, and it will be supplied from our ForEach activity as it iterates over the files. If the condition is met, so that file name is supplied here. So we are taking it. Done. Similarly, we have to set up dataset for our destination directory. Again, I'm heading to datasets. I go here for new dataset. Again, our destination is also blob storage. Pick it, continue, delimited files, continue, and I will say it as my destination directory. Fine. Linked service is the same. All these you uncheck and you can point it till the destination directory. File names, we are not hard coding, right? Multiple files should be created in this directory, and those file names will be supplied dynamically by the for loop. So what we are missing? Click this none and then say OK. We are done. But file name we have not yet configured, right? That should be dynamically created, right? That's why go to parameters here, new, say this to be dest file name. Then the parameter is set. How do you get value for it? Okay, you have to supply here. So this parameter, you supply it here to the destination file path, whose values will be supplied at the runtime. Okay, taking from the for loop. Okay, great. The source and destination directories are created. Now we are good to go back to the main flow. That is our pipeline. It's here. Over here, source and sink settings we have to do. Come to the source. We will be picking our files from the source directory. But then, have we configured our source directory dataset completely? No. File name we have supplied as a parameter. True. So where will you supply the value of the parameter? This is here. Okay, copy activity, we have placed it inside the if condition. If condition is there inside the for loop. So for loop will be taking the file names, and those file names we have to supply here. So this value should be dynamically supplied. So yeah, this is where you have to simply write, okay, the for loop item. For each iteration, the for loop is iterating over the items, and in that item you pick the name of the file name. That is nothing but item.name. Say okay. So this is how you are dynamically getting the file name, okay, for your copy activity for the for the for the source directory. Excuse. Fine, we got that. Next is what? You pick the file names. Where do you want to copy them? I would like to copy onto the destination directory. This we have created here, right? My dest directory we have created. Again, while writing the file name should be dynamically supplied. The file name here, it should be something else, right? It should not be exactly as it is from the source. We should have prefix for it. So that's where here we will be using the concat. Under the functions, choose concat, pick that. Concat what? Concat the literal value dev underscore with what? With the item name. Item name is nothing but the file name. Fine. We are telling item here because we are inside for loop. And for loop has list of the file names, which is given by name property. That's it. We are done. Say okay. So with that, we configured for what should happen when the file names are starting with R. So we are in true, right? We are inside the if condition and we are telling what should happen when the if condition is evaluating to true. Now we should also configure for what should happen if it evaluates to false. Again, let's go back to for loop. In the for loop, if the if condition is evaluating to true, it is copying the files. If it evaluates to false, this one, we have to set it up. So it is still empty, right? You can check it here. For true, it is copying files. For false, what should happen? We have to set it. So you can navigate from here or you can also navigate from here. So if it is evaluating to false, we would like to just take the name of the files into an array. That's where I'm using append variable activity. I say here list of not copied. Okay, I say here list of not copied. And let's go to settings. It is asking us to create the variable which can hold those files. I will say it here list of, I will say otherwise simply not copied files. It's an array type. No other option for us here. Confirm. Done. But what should go as value? In each iteration, if the condition is failing, right? That item name, the item which is failing the condition should come here. So item dot name you have to say, and that's it. So item dot name wherever we are mentioning, that's nothing but the file name. Under each iteration, for loop is giving the file name, that's nothing but item dot name. So we are done, right? Our pipeline looks something like this now. Getting the metadata from the source directory, iterating over it. For each iteration, check the name of the file, if it is beginning with R or not. If it is beginning with R, do, okay, copy activity. Uh, just 1 second. Okay, these are the activities we have. And inside that, we have the true part and we have the false part. Let me just bring it up. False part, it is saying one activity is there. What is that activity? It's nothing but list of not copied append variable activity. Right? Okay. Let's come and validate our pipeline. I came back to the overall pipeline. I go for validate. It says it's been validated. Now let us execute it. That is a debug. Let us watch out for the output. It is kickstarting the execution. Let me make some room here, collapsing all other unnecessary things. So while this is happening, let us also check on the my destination directory, my container, my destination directory. No blobs found at this moment. Let us keep refreshing. You can see successfully one file is copied. Let us refresh again. Maybe it is still working on it. Yeah, great. The second file also we got it. So this is what our okay task was, right? Still things are happening. Maybe two more files are there. That's why. And finally it is done. Now success fault anyway we saw. List not copied also. Let us see. This is our the append variable. If you look at its output, sorry, let us check the input. So the not copied files, people.csv, we have it. So that is the first one, and let us see the other one also. No raw underscore 3. So this also we have it. List not copied here, list not copied here. Not copied files is the variable name. People.csv, we have it. And in this iteration, it is writing the no raw 3, right? So that way we got the files, right, which are not written or which are not copied. Fine. So that is it for this activity. We'll catch up with some more activity in the next video. Thank you.